Welcome to Diablo! Hey guys, Q here with another set dungeon. Today we're doing the Jade Harvester Set Dungeon, and this particular set dungeon, all in all, is a very simple set dungeon to do. And you're going to notice that the guides we have for set dungeons are a little bit different in that we're explaining the simple ways to do the set dungeons. So your first one here, harvest 15 enemies simultaneously 10 times. This one is super simple. There's always these huge groups of those little worms down there, the zap worms, and you just run into one of those groups, harvest it, and you'll very quickly just complete that particular objective. The next objective is also a very simple one to do. Kill enemies affected by both the Locust Swarm and Haunt. Personally, I prefer just to hit the guys with the Locust Swarm first, and then just spam a bunch of Haunts. I found that this way typically ends up getting more of the enemies with both of those, versus doing the Haunt first and then doing the Locust Swarm. And this particular set dungeon, there are a lot of mobs, so you may take some damage, so it is good to have some decent resistance, or at least be able to take a few hits inside the dungeon. If you can't, then the only other thing would be to have like a monk with you. You do have to be able to kill at least 100 of those enemies. Now, the zapworms, they really don't have a whole lot of hit points, so they're pretty simple to kill. And as long as you can stay alive, it's really not hard to do at all. Now, with this set dungeon, you'll notice I really don't pay attention to any of the guys, where they are, how many I've killed. I just look for the group, and then I hit it with the Locust Swarm, throw a few haunts at it, and then just run on. My friend, he's going to go through every nook, cranny, corner, and make sure that everything's dead. He really takes his time going through everything, whereas I just kind of speed through it to look and make sure that I get my objectives done. And the biggest one is just doing the harvesting of the 15 enemies. Once I have that done, then I slow down a bit and make sure that I do catch every single mob. But when you have 2 or 3 people helping you on this set dungeon, it really does become extremely simple. It goes by very quickly, and for the most part, there's not a whole lot to it. Some of the elites can do a fairly decent amount of damage with the ice as well, so having your ice immunity amulet on can be nice. I found it's also nice to be able to walk through the enemies unhindered, so I use those boots that allow that to happen. None of that's really required, though. This particular set dungeon doesn't really have much in the line of requirements as far as what you need to complete it, because it's really straightforward, really simple. It does make it nice because you can just kind of speed through everything, hit everything here and there, and then you're all done with it. Now, if you'd like some help with any of your set dungeons, just leave a comment below with how you'd like us to contact you in-game. I'm more than happy to join your game, help you complete your set dungeons. And thanks for watching, guys. Have an incredible evening. Enjoy the rest of the video. One thing to note as you're doing this, those one snake guys that kind of disappear, they can be a little bit annoying, and that was what we ended up being left with. They probably would have got caught if the first time around, but they're really not that big a deal. They do show up on the mini map once you got it done.